BTK needs for success in Game 2 of the Grand Finals.
All right, and we are seeing Mobazane on the Roger again. We thought he would have ran the YSS for game number 1, but no, he definitely favored that Roger. And it looks like it's something he's comfortable on. I mean, this is 2 times in a row, so we'll have to kind of spot it out and see how effective it'll be for him.
You know where that raft's going to be super crucial? It's going to help dance around this Lantern Flare, man. It's going to be a beautiful counter to the Lantern Flare. Make sure that Marcuti can kind of get out of distance, give him that speed up, to whereas Hoon wants to kind of push you to the other side of the river. They're going to be able to move around and find those angles that they need.
Yeah, and we're already seeing that Hoon's kind of getting a little bit outranged already at the mid lane with both of them kind of putting on that pressure. Right now, Fried Chicken getting pushed back by Nats already. And I do like that the Hylos is going to be as the roam. I do like a Chicken on something a little bit more mobile, something that can probably join the fights a little bit faster, so he's not constantly kind of stuck behind waiting for Nats to do what he needs to do before these objective fights.
Yeah, and I feel like the Edith is a comfort pick for Fried Chicken as well. I mean, he's been very effective on it, this NACT, and also prior NACTs as well. So definitely I'm in agreement with Shark running on this Hylos. It'll boost the mobility that BTK has for these engagements. But speaking of boosting, enhanced chains with the knockup as well. Shark throws it in his tracks, and Marcuti will take him down. But the displacement onto Marcuti over there by Hoon on the Zushin, able to take him down to 50% HP.
Yeah, Nats rotates up, gets the kick up, makes the play happen. I mean, it's definitely huge, and now we're already 1 down, and Cloud9 in control of Turtle and control of River.
Yeah, and now you can see the invade coming. Cho with the kick.
Ooh, finding Mobazane. Cold World will be the one to get that kill. Shark immobilized. Not even displacement from Hoon can keep him alive, and that will be best player getting that kill. Speaking of displacement, Fried Chicken finding best player. The counter response now on the way, trying to avenge their fallen members. 1-3 on the scoreboard, but may be able to get some bodies. Hoon needs to be careful on overstaying his welcome, though. Chicken will force out that Pride of Ice with the knockup. Not able to delay that death, and Marcuti will fall.
And already we're starting to see the Zuxin, Hoon on the Zuxin, starting to come into play. Maybe not part of the fight that was not able to protect Zane, but at that point, able to help Fried Chicken, get some of that CC out there to let Fried Chickens at least start to answer back with some kills, with some damage of their own.
Yeah, so with BTK now getting some kills on the board, kind of back into the game, I think Shark needs to kind of stick with Hoon a bit more. Hoon can't be sitting in the mid by himself. He is getting outranged by Marcuti a bit. Marcuti is able to clear these waves faster, and I know that Shark wants to rotate away and help with these off lanes, but I just don't know if that's going to be the big workout. Cold World, always on tabs, always a little bit ahead.
Yeah, but right now, BTK putting on that pressure, trying to possibly zone out on the top side. Gonna go ahead and decide to disengage. Now, there is a ticking time bomb for Cloud9, though, right? They have this carry, and we know it's a late-game shredder. And BTK, if they can find a way to get the early kill in the side lane, it can delay when that bomb explodes and potentially give them the upper advantage.
Yeah, but on the other side, too, you have Zia. And I want to say Wanwan is a good comfort pick with him. He hasn't had the greatest success against Cloud9 when it comes to this pickup, but I'm very eager to see how it shapes up into this late game to potentially be able to kind of shred down some of these picks from them. Right now, both teams being very respectable. Next turtle is up.
Yeah, if White Chicken makes his rotations up, actually a little bit ahead of Nats, they want to fight for this one.
I don't know. It looks like he's going to disengage. He didn't have anybody there if he had to set up for the Way of the Dragon. Best player able to get the turtle.
Yeah, and yeah, I want to say that they were maybe just a little hesitant, a little not as quick on the draw to get there. And we've talked about this before. Like, you need to kind of have a plan for it. You're either going to go for it, or you're going to try to put some pressure onto a late game or another lane out there. And here, we saw nothing from BTK. They weren't able to rotate. They weren't able to answer or reply with anything.
Most definitely. So now with, I mean, last turtle comes up in about 86 seconds. Cloud9 starting to escape here, starting to move more and more ahead. What is the big play for BTK, right? I mean, yes, I do agree with you, Private. I think Zia definitely has late game potential there, right? Definitely has some options. So do we think they're just kind of waiting it out at this point, waiting for a moment, waiting for that spike where Zia can get involved in these fights?
Yeah, and you're looking at the 1v1 matchup on the bot side. Zia up against Nats right there. Doing a great job of keeping that distance and not allowing those weakness points to be procced over there by Zia. Right now, you looked at an XP lane and a marksman lane swap up for the side lanes.
Yeah, and you saw there a little bit Hoon trying to check the bush there because Shark wasn't available. Ooh, Fried Chicken lands a little bit of a pop-up, but no worse for it. They're going to start pressing on it as top tower.
Ooh, a big knock-up, though. Gonna go ahead and get a little bit of displacement. Glorious pathway to drop down for the mobility. The counter response from BTK. Does not lose a turret, but gains a kill, finding Cold World.
All right, so at this point, BTK able to put, still holding on, still protecting towers. Cloud9 get the last turtle, or last turtle's about to come up. They have good zonage over it, but Mobizane's there, right? And Mobizane's ready to go, but Nat's just bullying.
Oh yeah, Mobizane's definitely there, but I don't know how long he'll be there. The high-speed chase, best player able to find him.
Yeah, and this unfortunate for Zane. This is what we were talking about when it came to synergy, is he's out there on his own, doesn't have vision on the rest of the team or his opponents, and then gets surprised and not able to escape.
All right, so with that, finally, the last turtle goes over to Cloud9. Mobizane 2 deaths. Wondering what the items are looking at between him and Best Player. Best Player has taken a death, but still a little bit ahead. I mean, at this point, 10, 11, 2 levels ahead. Retri starting to escape. He's definitely got a lead in the gold. In terms of gold lane, though, Zia is keeping up. Scythe comes in. DHS just comes in. 2 items to 2 items against Basic. So there is still this hope and that worry that maybe they were going to put a fighter offlane onto him and make it so the only damage dealer was Zane could be very important that they didn't, right? The fact that Zia has kind of gone freely and had a decent gold lane experience could definitely be a big saving grace for BTK as we move into the mid and late game.
Yeah, but right now we're seeing an even map trade-off when it comes to turrets, right? 1-for-1 on the side lanes. We know both teams are going to start to try and focus in on this mid push to take the tier 3 turret. You're really looking at a full 5v5 on the way. Glorious pathway dropping down. Basic able to find Shark with the speedy light wheels. Cold World trying to keep him alive with the holy healing. You're going to see Basic get a kill as well. We'll find Mobizane, best player, taking down Chicken. 3 members falling for the Bloodthirsty Kings. There goes the Pride of Ice onto Mark Cutie, but the crossbow Tang able to be procced by Zia, but will not find any members of Cloud9.
Man, and a whopping 3 down for BTK with that. Even with this coming online for Zia, not able to do enough damage. You saw the passive come out from Mark Cutie on that Aurora. Even as patient as Zia was, waiting for that to proc, came out, threw out the crossbow with Tank, but still not able at a point now to do the damage he needs to Cloud9.
I mean, I think the Rafaela is becoming a very clutch pick, right? It's a lot of damage on a Shark, though.
Whoa. Nasty able to take him down. Yeah, definitely need to be careful.
At this point, it's definitely, I mean, we have speed on Cloud9. They're able to move around as a 3-4, keep one person in the off lane. Nat's just hanging out up in the top side. But this unit, this Mark Cutie Basic and Cold World, is a death unit. And if if Best Player gets involved as well, we're talking even more damage. One Holy Baptism is a body bag at this point.
Yeah, and right now, we're starting to get a little bit of a split push now. We're on the back foot, but Zia's still doing great things, trying to get at least create some pressure up at the top. Right now, the gold lead, though, is starting to surmount on the side of Cloud9.
Yeah, and able to take that Lord alongside that amazing lead they already have is going to put BTK on the defense.
Yeah, Windtalker just gets locked in for Zia. Best Player, on the other hand, looking for Crystal here, looking for as much burst damage as possible. So Zia still keeping up. He's falling back behind about 600 gold. On the side of this Roger, though, Mobizane, I mean, it's looking similar to last game. We're at almost 10 minutes, and it's just Warax in Windtalker, and it's going to take, I mean, I don't even know if the damage is going to get there where he's actually going to be an important member of output for the side of BTK. So a lot of it's going to come down to Zia, and if he can make those items really count.
Yeah, and then kind of get into like the kind of CC you're looking for. You need Zia to put the damage on. You're going to need the CC from Hoon. Maybe Shark to kind of get in there, puts a little bit of a stun onto somebody. But with that, you're talking about how quickly right now Cloud9 is able to burst down the heroes. You saw a Shark face check a bush and immediately deleted like 90% of his health gone in an instant.
Yeah, Speedy Light Wheel hurts.
It definitely does, and we didn't really get to see the Zushin really have a heavy impact. I mean, it was picked up first in the draft over some other options that we thought would have kind of been picked up before, like the Phobius, and yet to really see Hoon on that impact for it, but hopefully as we get past this 10-minute mark threshold into the mid-game, maybe that's when the difference will come out.
All right, so BTK, what's the plan here, right? They're falling behind. I think they do keep using Zia to kind of maybe next time focus on the bot lane here, shred down some of those towers, continue to alleviate the pressure. He's going to be the fastest one to come to these fights. But they're definitely going to need all 5 members if they want to try to go for a Lord fight, right? They need all 5 members in terms of taking it. They need to get Fried Chicken a little bit tankier. Shark needs to get a little bit tankier. But since Basic is already online and that's true damage in the kit, does it even really matter about the tankiness?
Yeah, and I mean, you're starting to look at a point of no return where the lead is going to start being so insurmountable that you're only looking for pickups. Right now, there still are some team fights that could be favorable for them if they do have the target focus, but I mean, Cloud9, we've talked about it before. Every single time they get caught, there's a reply. They're able to answer back with kills of their own.
And you know, BTK, their team, even when behind, they play like they're ahead. And you see them already overextending past that mid-river, looking for a little bit of an isolation play to get a pickoff on Cloud9. But Cloud9, they know to kind of look out for these things. And you can see their positioning, right? Cold keeping Basic alive.
I love the way the Nats is essentially kind of playing like a sub-roam at this point. Him and Marcuti are sticking together more, whereas Cold World and Basic are sticking together with big damage.
Marcuti able to find Shark, one member falling for the Bloodthirsty Kings, maybe another. Nats very low crossbow tang, connecting, but still not going to hit the mark. The Holy Healing outscaling the damage.
Ooh, but this allows Mobazane the time he needs to be able to get that first objective, or to get that first Lord. And while they might not be able to get a great push off of this, I want to say it offers at least a little bit of breathing room.
Yeah, good fight for BTK there. They get him low enough health to where they don't want to engage onto the Lord, and Mobazane just rushes it. So the comms are there, and like you said, breathing room is key at this point, because as we just saw, Zia gets the crossbow of Tang off, but it's still getting outscaled by the healing right now. It's still getting outscaled by the composition that Cloud9 has. So maybe another 2 minutes till they really pop off, or enough crowd control lands from Shark and Fried Chicken.
Yeah, but right now, BTK in a position to push with this Luminous Lord on the top side.
Yeah, and it's going to be coming in. You can see all the damage. Looking for a fight is BTK.
Yeah, and that fight they will have as the Lord quickly getting bursted down. Cloud9 on the defense, able to prevail, and now shifting focus to the mid lane. They will not be able to stop them from taking that tier 3 turret, but now BTK finding their composure.
As Zia getting more confident and more confident on the Wan as well, dancing around. Nats also being more careful. He's not forcing any big way of the dragon kicks. He knows this is getting more and more dangerous as the game prevails. But Basic being able to shred down the Lord from that also gives Cloud9 a lot of room to breathe.
Ooh, big pop-up.
Yeah, and the Glorious Pathway dropping down. Best player able to take down Chicken. Did BTK overstay their welcome? Speedy Lightwheel's going out as well. Zia able to shut down Best Player. Now needing to get back out to safety. A 1-for-1 trade.
Zia just like, I'm just going to squeeze through here, finds himself a kill, and ekes himself out from the entirety of Cloud9 team.
Yeah, and literally right after that, he gets a Malefic Roar as well, which is going to be very helpful in dealing with, some of these tankier heroes on the side of Cloud9. So maybe that time has finally come. He's got Wind of Nature in too to give him even more sustainability. And I think that's why we're seeing him get a little bit more aggressive on the one. He's willing to dance through the ranks and kind of jump in and out. And we've been waiting to see that big moment from Zia, I feel like, from the start of this season. We've been hyping him up. We've been wanting him to really just pop off. And if there's a game where it couldn't matter most for him to do that, it is definitely this one.
Yeah, and with this game, we should be able to see possibly a full 5v5, especially with both teams down to their inhibitors. NAS using the G Condone, doing a great job of kind of playing some recon, right? Spotting out where the members of BTK are, and also trying to hope to waste some utility.
Yeah, I mean, Trex was talking about it. He's basically a baby roam right now. He's just all over the map, all over all of these bushes, getting the vision, able to maybe even waste out some of these abilities. But now we're not in the right position just yet for this Lord, as you see BTK scrambling.
Yeah, scrambling, and the opportunity may become available. Best player taking the Lord for Cloud9 and able to wrap back around to the base. Look at the positioning, though, from NAS. A little out of position, but he has the mobility, the G-Condone, and the flicker play to expand the distance back to safety.
He is smart there. He doesn't go for the bait, man. He's like, I'm not chasing this down. Lord's coming. Let's play it safe. Back to the basics. But Cold World with the Holy Baptism
is going to come out. A little bit of a stun and a knock-up from the G-Condone. Basic finding Mobazane. Glorious Pathway dropping down. Both sides fighting it out. The displacement. Pride of Ice forced out. Best player will fall. Shark able to get that kill. Chicken forced to use that flicker in the mid lane. One member falling for both sides.
Oh, what and this is it. How close Cloud9 is coming in these fights. They were so low, but BTK not in a position to really chase them, especially with the Luminous Lord coming down at the bottom.
I mean, Cold World just channeling his inner Rennie J right now, channeling his inner Hitman right now. But even, I mean, that Glorious Pathway is coming in clutch. BTK definitely not out just yet.
And right now, Cloud9 dealing with some punishing blows with the setup. Basic able to take down Shark. Nas will fall. Hoon able to secure that kill. A 1-for-2 trade so far. And now BTK may be able to turn the odds back in their favor.
Yeah, and Zia doing such a great job right now. He is that clutch in the late game that they have been looking for. But right now, I want to say Shark, they have been finding his number basically all game. Able to find him, face checking, able to burst him down. That speedy light wheel is just become a huge nuisance for him.
And that's the thing with the Hylos, though. It's kind of your job, right? You just go in, you stand in the middle of everybody, you hit your Revitalize button, and you do as much chip damage and absorb as much damage and buy as much time that Zia needs to pop off. And Zia is starting to pop off. Zia's hunting more and more, and Cloud9 is feeling it. They're having to back off a bit. What BTK needs next is get one of these inhibitors down, get another big Lord play.
Ooh, there goes Nas. Wasting the utility over there from BTK. They have all been spotted out. Cloud9 in position for a possible counterplay. Hoon gonna face check this bush, though not gonna step in there in a wise decision.
Yeah, and both teams kind of giving each other that distance. Right now, BTK in a prime position to set up for the next Lord. But, Shark's going to go ahead and face check that push. They're looking for an opportunity to kind of find one of these fights. Because I want to say these fights, they're even. They've come into their power spikes. Who's able to get the CC on there? They're just trying to set up Zia. Oh,
big kick.
Way of the Dragon for the setup. Basic with the follow-through. Finding Mobazane. Chicken. Hit the speedy light wheels. Very low. Him and Nas duking it out. He can get away from the Primal Rats. Both sides still engaging in the mid-river, but the Holy Healing keeping Cloud9 alive.
Yeah, then the speed from it, the ability to disengage. Zia just can't catch up right now. He's trying, he's looking, but every time Cloud9 just gets out of range. And the big deadly thing from Cloud9 is that Way of the Dragon paired up with the speedy light wheel. It is just immediate burst. It is just immediate death for anyone. Mobazane literally just walked in the winner crown right before that fight and couldn't even pop it. That's how fast it happened.
Ooh, speaking of fast,
yeah, and right now the pressure starting to mount for BTK. A Lord coming, and Mobazane having a rough time right now. 0 and 5, not really finding his mark, his usefulness with this Roger pick.
Yeah, we got to see how effective this will be on the push with the Luminous Lord on the bot side.
Yeah, Hoon doing a good job of zoning. The Zushin pick definitely helping a bit. Nats, though, looking for another big play. They got to watch out for that G-Condone, and they got to watch out for that Way of the Dragon, because if someone gets picked off at this point, it could be GG's.
Yeah, they make short work of the Lord. Just one more high ground here. But the thing here is the pickoffs. They need to be able to be smarter, especially when you don't have all your players together. At that one point, Zia was out trying to clear the top lane. Mobazane got picked off there and taken out, especially when it comes to the setup for the Lord.
Ooh, speaking of setup, that's placement down to 50% HP. Holy Healing still in effect, and BTK holding on to that inhibitor for the mid lane. Boys, we are officially 20 minutes in for game 2.
Game 2, 20 minutes in. Things are finally starting to, amp up a bit, and we're only in the beginning of the night still. Now, BTK, they've been trying to get Nats so bad, man. It's like every time they stun him, they get the double lantern flare, they pull him back, but it's just not enough to get the kill just yet. And I'm wondering, when they do, if they do, is that the moment that BTK finally turns this completely into their hands? Once they're able to finally get that pickoff like Cloud9 has been doing to them, is that the big answer for BTK?
Yeah, and you can see, I want to say a little bit of a recall coming out. They are going to have to answer that top lane push from Zia, and this might put BTK in a good position. They still aren't in position for the Lord, but we've talked about it before, man. We got to be more careful when these Lords are coming up, now starting to group up. I want to say they're honed in. They know they need to isolate Zane before this Lord and to just take that retreat out, and they've been succeeding thus far.
Speaking of succeeding, just look how effective that Lantern Flare is. Whoa! Look at the knock-up. Way the Dragon for the setup. Zia able to get him, takes down Nas on the punish. Right to Ice comes out possibly. A Winter Crown actually from Shark. Best player able to get that kill. Displacement on the best player. Now need to be careful. Use the Winter Crown of his own. Now Immortality on top of that. And may get shut down. Unable to escape to safety. 2-1 in the mid lane.
I was going to say, there's no way you're juggling items to get out of this. It was a nice juggle, but there was just no way. If he did, we just call the 4-0 now.
Well, I mean, a great job by BTK. We've talked about it before. It could be anybody's game when it comes to these fights. This one, not as far gone as the first game. And you can see here, down to about 10%, but they have to answer the top lane.
Top lane.
Ooh, split push on the way. Eyes on the prize.
Not like this.
We talked about it. Basic. Mr. Split Push going all
Not like
in.
this.
A matter of seconds. Try to Ice. Oh, he's going to go in. No, some healing, keeping him alive. Cloud9. The turnaround, the backdoor play secures game number 2.
Split push king, Basic running through top lane with Cold World, and in the end it was the auto attacks from Cold World able to put the finishing touches on the core.